the world's largest nature reserves. There are grey bears, wolves, caribou and elk hiding in these forests. But all we see from here is a seemingly endless expanse of evergreens, with rock and ice beyond. Not a trace of life among the mountains. Nothing. Only the tips of some of the glaciers spreading out over the valleys. Only the vertiginous cliffs. While I record these images, I tremble at the mere thought of getting lost here. Denali, or the Great One, is considered one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. We may be back someday with crampons and ice axes, but for now we're simply relieved to finally head back on the road. After crossing 250 miles of pineland, we arrive at the first major inland city. The mere mention of Fairbanks leaves us cold. But on second thought, it's really nice to wander around its residential streets. When you have a good 24-hour heating system, snow is no longer a problem. This is the main square, and of course, here it is. I was hoping to find some sort of reminder of the city's Russian past. In 1867, the United States bought Alaska for $7.2 million. That's small change when you consider that the price included oil fields. "55 miles from Fairbanks, we discover just how different Alaska and Russia really are. Chena Hot Springs is a sort of spa with thermal springs, like the ones in Kamchatka. Only here they also have a gym and a massage room. There's no need to run around in the snow or drink vodka while swimming in frozen rivers.
Well, you have to go fast now. Warm up, right?
Yeah, it feels good. It's nice to see the sky when you're doing that, you know? It feels like you're swimming with the clouds, so
That's
it's good.
Right. I have to try it.
All right.
It's a lot more comfortable, but also a lot more artificial.
Por $500 la noche el visitante puede disfrutar de una de las 4 habitaciones de hielo de este particular hotel museo. Todo, hasta el más mínimo detalle, está hecho de hielo.
I'm not sure I'd ever get used to a room like this. It certainly doesn't look like the most comfortable hotel in the world, and actually, in some ways, this place is especially uncomfortable. Yes, okay, there aren't many places in the world where you can enjoy an ice museum, but I find the atmosphere at the bar to be a bit, I don't know, cold. It's going to be hard to sleep today, and what's really keeping us up is thinking about our next stop. The cold is no laughing matter there. Far from Fairbanks, José Luis has finally managed to get the car fixed and is traveling from Ulaanbaatar to the city of Seattle. Our photographer had to fly to Anchorage by way of Beijing. After that, he traveled overland to the city of Fairbanks and arrived just in time to join us on the last part of our route through northern Alaska.
La mayor parte de los pueblos de Alaska están incomunicados durante el invierno. Lo más recomendable es viajar en una de estas avionetas.
You could say that, with all due respect to Siberian Huskies, the only way to travel around the state is by plane. Over hundreds of miles, all there is for me to record is a vast expanse of frozen desert. In Alaska, there is one human inhabitant for every square mile of land, or rather, ice. It's just a desolate expanse, once again. No doubt someone's already dreaming about the day we reach the Caribbean. But for now, we'll travel to Nome. From there, we'll take a flight to Wales, and with a bit of luck, we'll manage to travel even further. There are no cars, no roads, no pedestrians.
Okay. Oh.
And this is the closest thing to a taxi we'll find. It almost feels like the westernmost city in America is a deserted place, like we're all alone here. There's nothing resembling a hotel, but we're given shelter at the school. On what passes for a street, all we find are a handful of children. Their facial features remind me of the natives of Kamchatka. Like them, they're also cut off from the rest of the world half the year and are used to a geography that we find frightening. But that's nothing. Where we're going, the climate is even more extreme.
La única manera de alcanzar Diomedes en invierno es a través del helicóptero. En este momento están cargando alimentos para los habitantes de la isla y es precisamente a través de este medio de transporte como nosotros vamos a alcanzar también Diomedes.
Just a minute. Look at these images. Even his nose is turning white. A man tries to warn him, but he doesn't even notice he's got the first signs of frostbite. This is just an early warning. That's not the only problem. Siegfried is the only pilot in the area, and he's not exactly what you'd call sociable. But after negotiating for several hours, we managed to book a passage to the farthest reaches of the state of Alaska.
When do you think you're going back to Stanley?
Coming up for next week.
What?
Just once a week.
Once a week.
It's hard to really grasp where we are. We're crossing over the Bering Strait. This place is so remote that if we go any further, we'll actually be on our way back. The island is... That icy rock is the island? Oh, I can't believe it. We're about to land on Diomed. An area that's isolated by winds from the North Pole, in the middle of nowhere, and surrounded by polar bears. What on earth are we doing here? The sheets of ice make it impossible to approach by boat, and there's no runway to land on. Only a small helicopter connects Diomed with the rest of the continent. We don't know when they'll be back for us, but right now we don't care. We did it! We've managed to reach the heart of the Bering Strait in the middle of the month of January. We'll have to sleep at a school again and eat whatever we're offered on the